Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, then we'll run through the UKMO Operational Run, have a look at the precipitation and temperature over the next 5 days as it's turning more settled towards this weekend. Still quite a few showers around over the next day or so, but as we head towards the end of this working week into the weekend, it's turning much drier and it is turning much warmer. We'll then have a look at the mid to longer range as we head into next week. Yes, this warmer, hotter spell is beginning. It looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of southerly airflows, with air originating from North Africa and Spain, with real hot upper air conditions. We're now starting to see a trend of low pressure really trying to push in. Now, this won't stop this warmer weather, but what it may do is introduce more instability into the air masses, and that may mean we could be seeing a lot of showers and thunderstorm outbreaks potentially through the middle of next week. Definitely does look like we'll see some dry weather over the weekend, but by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time, we could be seeing some significant storms. And we'll have a look at that in the mid to longer range on the second half of the video. Now, of course, being a week out, we can't look with too much certainty, but we'll just have a look at what the latest data is showing and some first hints. We'll only really have a proper idea on what we're going to be seeing once it gets into the day 5 time frame, when we can have a look at it on the short range models. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So you can see on the live radar at the moment, you can see there is a bit of a split. We've seen this quite a lot over the last couple days, where we've got showers and cloud further north and westwards, and warmer sunshine further south and eastwards. Not complete sunshine, some cloud around, of course, and we have seen this weather front that you can see over, of course, Denmark. This spread through, last night into this morning, and we did see some of that rain in the southeast. Nothing too crazy, just some lighter rain there. And we're going to continue to see these showers feed into the north and west. Tomorrow, though, into the evening, it does look like, or afternoon this evening, we'll see some persistent rain through these drier areas, as we see a little small feature move through. So all areas are going to be seeing some showers and some rain over the next day or two. But as I said, it's turning much drier towards the weekend. Some of these showers towards the north and west are heavier the closer we are to the low pressure. Close to with higher pressure, further southwards, of course, it is a little bit drier. Flat westerly wind at the moment, so coming in off the Atlantic, not particularly warm direction, but not particularly cold direction either, with further eastwards, and of course, escaping these heavier showers. Maybe a little bit of thunder activity in some of these. Again, be very isolated though, as there's not a lot of cape or convective potential really around, just some of these showers popping up in off the Atlantic. Now, if we do have a look at the temperatures as around 4 p.m, so sort of peak temperatures for the day, you can see where we see the showers and the cloud, cooler, more yellows and blues, further southwards and generally eastwards. You can see more of these oranges mixing in, which is temperatures getting up towards the high teens, dipping into the 20s, 20, 21, 22 degrees. Isolated 23 degrees is possible here and there, but it's more widely in around that 20 degree mark, where we're seeing these oranges. Again, more inland, more favoured, as we do have quite a strong westerly breeze. And that's why in the far southwest, even though it's dry, a little bit chilly. You can see, though, if we have a look across Europe, some reds mixing in. These are the temperatures getting into the low to mid-20s, if not high 20s. And this is the sort of air mass we're going to be seeing coming up from the south, heading into the weekend and start of next week. This is where the air is going to be originating from at the moment. It's coming in from the west, and we're tapping into a little bit from the southwest, but with a straight southerly next week, this is this hot air that is going to be heading towards the UK. But as I said, mixing with some unstable air masses, we could still see warmer temperatures, but also some more thunderstorms and general thunder activity. Now, if we do have a look at the UKMO Operational Run, have a look at precipitation temperature over the next 5 days. Now you can see the remnants of that weather front moving through earlier this morning through southeastern areas, and generally a dry and reasonably sunny day coming in there. And you can see northwards and westwards, those showers breaking out. Now, over the course of the evening, those showers will continue pushing in, and as I said, by tomorrow morning, heavy rain starting to push into the far south and southwest, and by the afternoon into the early evening, it is spreading through eastern parts of the country. Some heavier rain mixing in there, and all areas will be seeing some persistent rain for a time. Now, again, rainfall totals, very uncertain, depends how it does break up, where it's banding, and where we see heavier pulses, but generally a few millimetres of rain is likely from this. further northwards and westwards, more sunshine mixing in, probably better conditions actually, but there will be, again, quite a few showers around. As we head through into Thursday, you can see it's starting to turn drier as the wind veers more southerly. Still rain in the north with more of a westerly flow, but in the south, more sunshine building in through Friday. Quite a nice day, even into Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, into Northern England, and maybe Southern Scotland. And by Saturday, a widespread, really nice summer-like day. A lot of sunshine around, some fair weather cloud, especially further northwards and westwards. Again, and maybe some cumulus clouds popping up across central England, but it's pretty decent, and that is what the pattern will continue into Sunday. But as I said, by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time, the potential for heavy showers and thunderstorm outbreaks does increase significantly. Now, if we have a look at the 2 metre temperatures, you can see 20 degrees quite widely in those sunny areas today. Elsewhere, low teens. Tomorrow, with more rain around, where we escape the heaviest rain, 17-18 degrees is possible, but quite a few areas struggling in the mid to low teens, so not a great day today. If you've got any plans for tomorrow, it's probably the worst day of the week for widespread areas. There's not really any part of the country that's going to have no risk of any rainfall. Beyond that, into Thursday, we do generally start to turn dry from the south, and we'll see that reciprocate in the temperatures. For the south and east, 18, 19, 20 degrees. Further northwards, cooler, but these warmer temperatures will be moving northwards over the coming days. By Friday, that area of 19, 20 plus degrees is shifting northwards and westwards. More widespread area of 18 to 21 degrees. Again, locally, could be a few degrees warmer than that. And as we head into Saturday, again, that area of 18, 19, 20, even 21, 22, 23 degrees is possible, is more widespread. Even into parts of Scotland could touch on 20 degrees. Widespread areas of high teens, low 20s. And you can see in that area of 20, 21 degrees through Eastern England, East Midlands, North East England, East Anglia, and the South East. We could even be seeing 23, 24, maybe even 25 degrees in isolated pockets. Again, not widespread, widely. Low 20s, and that is going to continue into Sunday, where in fact it could even get even a little bit warmer and even hotter into the early part of next week. But these temperatures are always going to depend on cloud amounts and shower activity, because even though we could see the warmest air masses into the start and middle of next week, it could be actually slightly cooler than this coming weekend, where it's low to mid 20s, simply because we see more cloud and shower activity. Now, if you do look at the pressure pattern, just for the end of the run, you can see how high pressure is firmly over the top of the country. That low pressure is squeezed out to our north. And again, if we do have a look at the upper air temperatures, you can see that 5-degree isotherm spreading through all areas, and you start to see 8, 9, and 10-degree isotherm just to our south. We could even be getting higher than that towards the start and middle next week. So that's why I said the warmest upper air temperatures won't be arriving until the start of next working week in around a week's time. But it could be accompanied by more shower activity, as I said. So if we do have a look at the GFS, see what that's showing over the next couple of weeks. Now you can see low pressure with westerly winds at the moment, that little low pressure system moving through the south tomorrow, bringing unsettled conditions for all, and the high pressure pushing up from the south by Friday, and by Saturday firmly in control. And by Sunday, we're starting to pull up a proper southerly wind. Now you can see into Monday and Tuesday, low pressure trying to run in off the Atlantic, but with a southerly wind, it's warmer air masses mixing in. We'll have a look at those air masses in a minute. Beyond that, low pressure does properly push in, potentially, by Tuesday into Wednesday. Thunder activity with that, and low pressure firmly out in our west. Engaging with the hot air could really spin up with some heavy rain within that. And towards day 10, generally still with a southerly flow, but little low pressure systems mixing and milling around, which could give, again, shower activity within warmer conditions. And right towards the end of the run, high pressure firmly over the top of the country. That could be very similar conditions to this coming weekend, where it is nice, warm and dry, and right towards the end of the run starting to see a bit of a northerly flow, but we're seeing this consistently at the end of the run, but it's not really coming anywhere near the mid to short time frame. So to do run it back and have a look at those air masses. Now you can see Not too bad in terms of upper air temperatures at the moment, around or slightly below average, and they will increase over the coming days. By Saturday and Sunday, they are around or slightly above average, but it's by the start of next week, proper warm air masses. 10-degree isotherm moves in, 15-degree isotherm gets close by to the southeast, but does get pushed away by this Atlantic flow, which is going to introduce fresher air mixing in with that warmer air, convection taking place. Beyond that, we continue to have a southerly flow, so it's generally warmer air masses pushing in, above average air masses generally, but low pressure still close by, so we could see showers and thunderstorms. Right towards the end of the run, as I said, that high pressure does sit over the top of the UK. That could be really nice summery weather there, dry conditions as well with that. And right towards the end of the run, cool air coming in from the northeast, but I don't really put any weight in that at all, as it is right towards the end of the run. Now, if you do have a look at the temperature deviation, we do run it back. You can see around average, maybe slightly below or above average, depending on the north and south at the moment. And beyond that, as we head into the weekend, it turns above average by a couple of degrees. Good 3 to 4 degrees above average by Sunday. Monday, Tuesday could be well above average, 6 to 8 degrees above average, but it gets pushed away by some fresher Atlantic air, but never really properly gets in, and we stay around or well above average for quite a long period of time, and end of the run we're well below average, but very uncertain with that. One thing I do also want to have a look at with this is the Cape values. If we do have a look at the Cape, you can see nothing crazy towards the end of the weekend because we are firmly under high pressure, pretty dry. But if you look over Europe, some dark reds, light colours there. That is increased Cape, and the Cape increases through Tuesday and Wednesday all the way across the UK. Nothing crazy, but you can see a lot of greens stretching across, and that's because low pressure out in the Atlantic engaging with this hotter air. You can see the biggest amount of Cape is just over France, where the hottest air is combined with the lower pressure. Still could be some major thunderstorm outbreaks across the UK. Just wanted to hint at this. We're not looking at this detail so far because it is still around 7 days away, so it has a lot of time to change positioning, but the potential is there. And if we also just have a look at the precipitation for that GFS run through next Sunday, a few showers potentially through the evening, but fizzling out, just some pop-up thunderstorms, and then by Monday, largely dry day, before by Tuesday, a major thunderstorm outbreak. Real heavy rain moving along there. There would be big thunderstorms associated with this, so something to keep an eye on. Don't want to take this too literally, still 7-8 days away, but the potential is there, and it's something we're going to have to really keep our eye on over the next few days to see how it does evolve. If we do have a look at the GM run, see how that does compare, we'll run through this quite quickly as it is very similar. Westerly flow over the next few days, high pressure building in with a southerly flow, and then low pressure coming up against that. Not quite breaking through as much as the GFS, so perhaps even warmer and drier with that. Again, run through the air masses for this, and you can see warmer conditions coming in by the weekend and the start of next week. Really quite warm air mass, 10 degrees at 850 HPA, 15 degree isotherm, does pop up into the southeast by next Thursday potentially. Have a look at the United Kingdom look and have a look at those 2 meter temperatures. Could be getting up towards the high 20s, 28, 29 or 30 degrees there, and that's just what shows you with that real hot air masses could get up to 30 degrees next week, but there is big uncertainty because of course the GM run doesn't have that low pressure influence, so less thundery activity. That is the big caveat we have to look at. And again, have a look back at European look and the temperature deviation with that, and you can see it is 12 degrees above average. Really hot for the time of year. If we do have a look at the ECMWF, see how that does compare. Again, westerly winds over the coming days and high pressure building in towards the end of the week, start of the weekend. And we contain those southerly winds. Low pressure is pushing in, similar to the GFS, with heavy showers and storm activity with that. But it is still generally quite hot. If we do have a look at those air masses, really quite warm. As you can see, chilly at the moment, around or slightly below average at the moment. Much warmer air masses moving in for the weekend, and potentially very hot air masses moving in by early next week. Again, look at that temperature deviation, getting towards 10 to 12 degrees above average, and running beyond that, still very hot air masses getting pushed away by the low pressure. And you can see that by being 15 degree isotherm towards eastern France, but towards western France, more towards the 5 degree or below that. So big temperature contrast going to fuel the unsettled conditions and storm activity, potentially. Again, as I said, things can change over the next few days. Now, if we do finish, we'll have a look at the ensembles. Again, very similar over the last few days, haven't changed at all really. Around average, slightly below average over the coming days, depending on exact positioning in the country, but it's turning around or well above average by the end of this working week towards the weekend, and the start of next week, really warm, good 5 to 10 degrees above average. Beyond that, it stays well above average, cools down a little bit, of course with a bit more of an Atlantic influence, some models having it moving it through quicker, including the operational run, others having it moving through slower. So Atlantic introducing slightly fresher air, but still above average, so still warm, but just maybe not quite mid to high 20 degrees sort of warmth. Precipitation does increase, so symbolic of low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, but again, very difficult to take these two literally, as you can see they're all over the place, very much reminiscent of convective activity and showery, thundery activity. If we do have a look at the 2 meter temperatures, again, they're not going to be too accurate, but high teens, low 20s quite widely over the coming weeks. And again, these are ensembles, as I say in every video, they are low resolution, so the actual temperatures will be a couple degrees higher than this. So if it's showing 18, 19 degrees, high temperatures will be 21, 22 degrees. If it's showing 22, 23 degrees, highest temperatures will be 25, 26 degrees. And that is what we're seeing for the middle of next week from a lot of these ensemble members. So we'll have to see what happens exactly with that. And as I said, it all depends as well on shower activity. And if we do see thunderstorm outbreaks, as we do see these thunderstorm outbreaks, it might be 21, 22 degrees next week. If we don't see the thunderstorm outbreaks and we go on the lines of the GM run, which was very warm and dry, we would get up towards maybe 30 degrees. So big uncertainties, even though the air masses and the general pattern looks pretty much certain at this stage. Just the positioning of the low pressure, high pressure, how eastwards these low pressure systems do get with their unsettled and instability. So if we do have a look at the ECMWF, just to finish, again, it's going to be very similar. You can see very similar to the GFS, around average, slightly below average the next couple of days, then well above average by the weekend and start of next week, and staying well above average for the foreseeable future with increased precipitation. Again, more ensemble members, so there's going to be more spikes with the precipitation, but very similar to the GFS. But you can see the weekend very dry. There's a very dry period there. The weekend has the high pressure built in, so it's looking like a stunning May weekend coming up. And again, if we have a look at the 2 meter temperatures, they're going to be very similar. High teens, low 20s for next week, but of course, low resolution. So when we get into the high resolution time frame, more likely to be mid 20s, maybe high 20s in a few spots. So it is looking very interesting next week. Does look like it's going to be something very warm, if not hot, potentially towards this weekend and start of next week, but the increased risk of heavy showers and thunderstorms, not just little flimsy showers. These could be proper significant thunderstorms, and that is something we will be keeping an eye on, so do stay up to date. I wouldn't be surprised to be seeing Met Office warnings potentially be put in place towards the end of this working week, start of the weekend, if some of these models do come to fruition. There is a split. Some are going drier and warmer, some are going warmer and with a lot of instability, and we're just going to have to see which one does win out. But regardless, it is looking a lot warmer next week, which I think a lot of people will be looking for. And of course, some people will be very much looking forward to some storms as well. Loving generally seeing storms, and of course, the rainfall associated with that, as we have been very dry recently. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.